Hi there, and welcome to this episode of Consciousness Motherfucking Empowerment. Here we talk about consciousness, the law of assumption, the laws of the universe, self development, and how to live. Okay, how to live from within and without. Self love, self validation. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about Neville Goddard's book, Power of Awareness, chapter 24, Failure. Okay, this is a very good chapter. It talks about why your manifestations are not manifesting physically. Okay, I want to share with you that you have what you want twice in imagination, in consciousness, and then you have it in physical consciousness, because you're conscious now. You're watching this video in the physical, okay, in time and space, but you're conscious right fucking now. Okay, you can close your eyes and imagine something, and you're conscious at that fucking moment, visualizing using your imagination. Okay, so this is a great chapter. Okay, I want to go over a few of his examples because they're amazing. Okay, now before we start, I want you to ask yourself these questions. Am I ready to learn and be open-minded? Okay. If not, don't continue. Ask yourself, am I ready to be the highest fucking version of myself? The best version. And willing to do whatever it takes. If you said yes, okay, metaphorically speaking, take a step forward by continuing to watch. If not, turn this off, go somewhere else. All right, let's get started. So this chapter's on failure. This is a good chapter because I'm pretty sure a lot of people get frustrated and like when they first start the law of attraction, how come it hasn't happened? Why hasn't it started? For me, I didn't have to go through that shit because the moment I learned about the law of attraction, I heard everyone talks about use your imagination, close your eyes, visualize. I'm like, damn, that's all I did while I was locked up. That's all I did. All I did was visualize myself being in college and doing good and feeling in my heart that I was doing good because I knew I wasn't gonna come back and I knew that I wasn't gonna continue doing the things that I was doing in the past. So I had new thoughts and new actions, therefore new results. Okay, and my back in the day, I had negative thoughts. I was always in anxiety, always looking back because I had done wrong. Right, when people don't worry when they're well, I've done only good. If you're doing good, only good must come. Good thoughts, good actions, good results. Okay, these actions become habits. All right, bad thoughts, bad actions, bad results, and these actions become habits. Okay, the way we change our actions by changing our thought, and this is what we're talking about here. All right, we're gonna dive into it a little bit more deeply. So I highlighted this part. Okay. Quote, the answer to this is the most important factor in the successful use of the law of assumption. All right. And before this, he talks about these questions. And he talks about failure. He asks these questions. Did you persist enough? Because your manifestation failed. Did you persist enough? You can answer yes. And still the attainment of your desire was not realized. What is the reason for the failure? Okay, so we're talking about persistence. If persistence didn't work, all right, the time it takes your assumption to become fact, your desire to be fulfilled, is directly proportionate to the naturalness of your feeling of already being what you want to be. of already having what you desire. The fact that it does not feel natural to you to be what you imagine yourself to be is the secret of your failure. All right. It says you are not manifesting what you want because it does not feel natural to you to be what you imagine yourself to be. It doesn't feel natural. Okay. House of Highlights is coming into my consciousness now. And she mentions in her videos a lot, repetition eliminates unbelief or disbelief. Repetition eliminates disbelief. Okay, something to that effect. So don't quote me exactly, but it's repetition. Repetition eliminates disbelief. Right? That's why she says do audio loops and count the audio loops. Do 10,000 of them. Okay. I like to do the one that makes me uncomfortable because I know that it's in disbelief, but it's what I want. I'm like, this is what I want. Why am I feeling uncomfortable? Right? It's because it's going against my old self, my old vibration. That's why it feels uncomfortable. Okay. And another way she says that I haven't seen a video of her talking about this, about the naturalness, but she says, yeah, when you have to get to the point too, when you think about your manifestation, your desire, what you're visualizing yourself to be and feeling yourself to be, it has to be like, when you think about it, of course I'm that hot chick. That's because she's a chick, right? Of course I'm that baddie. You know, of course I have that man. Of course all these guys are after me, right? I'm quoting her exactly, but for your manifestation would have to be, of course I'm healthy. Of course I'm strong. Of course I'm full of vitality, money. Of course I'm wealthy. Of course I'm rich. Of course I have more than enough. Of course money comes to me. Of course money is welcome in my house, in my pocket, in my bank accounts. Of course. Of course money loves me. Of course I love money. Relationship. Of course she loves me. Of course I'm her dream man. Of course she makes love to me. Of course she loves making love to me. Of course she loves me. Of course she supports me. Of course she's there for me. Of course she cares for me and cooks for me and, you know, does the chores in the house, right? If you want a feminine woman, you know. Whatever it is, you fill it in. You know, of course I got a sale. Of course I won that championship. Of course I got an A. Of course I got an A. Or of course I get A's, right? Because, you know, you don't just get the one thing, you keep going. Of course I get A's. Of course I'm successful. Of course. It's natural. You know, you can specify it, you know, if it's something for YouTube or Instagram, you know, of course I have X amount of followers. Of course I get followers all the time and every day. Of course. That is feeling natural, okay? And I didn't really have trouble saying all those things because I want the best in fucking life. The best in health, the best in wealth, the best in love, the best in sex, the best in accolades. Everything, okay? And now here's how we can achieve it. How can this feeling of naturalness be achieved? The secret lies in one word: imagination. Okay? You must feel it natural, okay? It must go against circumstance. Quote, the essential feeling of naturalness can be achieved by persistently filling your consciousness with imagination, imagining yourself being what you want to be or having what you desire. Progress can spring only from your imagination, from your desire to transcend your present level. What you truly and literally must feel is that with your imagination, all things are possible. Wow, that was powerful right there. That was powerful. I'm going to continue. You must realize that changes are not caused by caprice, a sudden change in your mood, but by a change of consciousness, who you are. Okay, I am. I am. Consciousness is I am. Consciousness is God. Okay, consciousness is your I am, is what you affirm. I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. Is consciousness, awareness. Just say it right now. Am I aware? And you're going to see your consciousness just come to present. Am I aware? Okay. Or say, am I present? And you're going to see the, am I present? Everything's going to look crystal clear because you're going to be present right here, right now. You probably see me so crystal clear. Okay. The most you have ever, the most clear you have seen anything or anyone in your life, because we only have now. Okay. So you're seeing everything clear and present because you're present. Okay, my dating coach Aries taught me that question. Can I open my heart and be present? But when you say be, am I present? And you ask yourself that, you become present. Okay, so now I digress. I come back to this. I'm gonna get some water or some coffee specifically. You must realize that changes are not caused by caprice, but by a change of consciousness. You may fail to achieve or sustain the particular state of consciousness necessary to produce the effect you desire. But once you know that consciousness is the only reality and is the sole creator of your particular world, and have burnt this truth into your whole being, then you know that success or failure is entirely in your own hands. Whether or not you are disciplined enough to sustain the required state of consciousness in specific instances has no bearing on the truth of the law itself, that an assumption, if persisted in, will harden into fact. Therefore, press on to the attainment of ever higher levels of feeling that you are already, what? Let me repeat that part right now. Therefore, press on to the attainment of ever higher levels by feeling that you already are the person you want to be. By feeling that you already are the person you want to be. Okay, that's what he's talking about, to be feeling natural. You're already that person. Of course I'm healthy. Of course I'm rich. Of course I'm loved. Of course I'm successful. And remember that the time it takes your assumption to become reality is proportionate to the naturalness of being it. It must feel natural to you. In consciousness and in imagination. In consciousness and imagination, it has to feel natural. So you can't have 1 ounce of not having it. That's why it's important to go within. Rewind what I just said, because that is key right there. That is deep. I felt it. It's deep. Okay. Now I'm going to share an example of how you can do this, right? He shares an example in the beginning of the chapter, but I didn't want to share it because I wanted to express the importance of the naturalness of the logical process of this. Now, he says, for example, okay, quote, for example, this is a very simple illustration. Assume that you are securely chained to a large, heavy iron bench. Okay, you're chained to it. I presume he wanted to have a like a chain on your leg, and then you're attached to a bench. Quote, you could not possibly run. In fact, you could not even walk. In these circumstances, it would not be natural for you to run. You could not even feel that it was natural for you to run. I'm gonna say that again. You could not even feel that it was natural for you to run. But you could easily imagine yourself running in that instance while your consciousness is filled with your imagined running. You have forgotten that you are bound. In imagination, your running was completely natural. End quote. This is why the imagination is so fucking important, because when you go within, you don't see the lack and limitation. You've transcended it. Your old self in that circumstance, that old state is gone. You can call it, quote, it's dead, and you've resurrected your new concept, okay? A new concept of yourself, okay? A new concept of yourself. And whatever your desire is, it is natural to you. When I was incarcerated, that's the reason I had to close my eyes, because I wasn't getting, how am I going to imagine myself being in college? I had no idea how that would look like, but I created an image that I assumed would look like it. It would feel like freedom. It would feel like warmth of the sun, because we're always in a cell. Even when we're in lockdown, we can only go out to the shower, and the shower is inside of the building. It's not outside. No sunlight. We don't get no sunlight. Maybe we get a little bit of like that comes through the window that's very small, but it's not like pure full-on sunlight. So in my imagination, when I was walking on the campus, full fucking sunlight was hitting me. Just like this light is hitting me. And I knew I was successful. Okay? And any doubts, just boom. I would say, I have faith, God is with me. I have faith, God protects me. Within, I had a feeling. I just had a feeling. Like I have faith. God is with me. God protects me. Because I wouldn't say the affirmation, I would feel it. Okay? But as I've evolved from that time to now, from that moment to now, to this moment, I have a better understanding of how to use this information. Okay, how to use my emotions. How to let go of thoughts. If a negative thought comes in, next. And reaffirm a positive one. That's how you change your beliefs. A negative thought comes up, go say next. Next. And then affirm. Do what House of Highlights. I feel like we're married in a spiritual way with her, because I'm like in tune with her. Hey, we're all connected spiritually, so you know what I mean? You do a rampage of affirmations. I just, in the beginning of the day, before I start my day, and before I start my day, because right now it's like 7 a.m. right now, I write a list of affirmations, and when I have a negative thought, or I kind of feel down, I say next, start moving, or start reading those affirmations to impress my mind with a new thought, a contrary thought, right? If one's about lack, I do one about abundance. If I do one about fear, I do one about faith. If I have one about not being healthy, I do one about health. There's one about not feeling loved, I do one about self-love, or loving myself. Just the opposite. When you know what you do not want, you know what you do want. Okay, so I hope you like this one. Failure. If you've persisted in it, yes, okay, you persisted in it, you're doing it, but it's not coming, then it has to feel natural to you. You have to go back to consciousness and imagination, right? It has to be like the host of House of Highlights. I believe her name is Bobby. She says, of course I am, Of course I'm rich. Of course I am wealthy. Of course I am healthy. Of course I am loved. They just add the specifics that you want, Of course I am loved by my girlfriend. Of course I am successful. Let it feel natural to you. If it doesn't, then keep on affirming it. And keep on impressing that feeling of having it. And then the imagination. Neville Goddard says, the secret lies in one word, imagination. How can this feeling of naturalness be achieved? The secret lies in imagination. And I shared that example, okay, of being chained to a bench, or me being locked up. Like, I can't go anywhere. So I go in imagination. I transcend the circumstance. I visualize being where I want to be, okay? And it seems so natural. So natural, you know? Of course I'm on this campus. I'm feeling the campus. You know, of course I'm successful. I'm feeling successful as I'm walking through the campus. And you do that over and over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, but it has to feel natural. No ounce of doubt. And all that doubt goes away when you're completely engulfed in your imagination. Okay, I love you. I know this helped you. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Send this to somebody you love. If somebody came to mind, to consciousness, make sure to share this with them. I'm going to put a link to Bobby's channel. I was about to say Instagram, YouTube channel. And follow her. Watch her stuff. It's really good, okay? And she is bad. She's beautiful, okay? All right. Peace. Till next time.